everybody, this is Luke and welcome back to Gaming Instincts TV and our How to Slay series for Monster Hunter World. Wandering the bottom layers of the ancient forest, hunters will find the curious looking Pukei-Pukei. This bird wyvern is highly toxic and uses poison to wear down its target any chance it has. So, let's take a look at some tips and tricks on how to take it down. Pukei-Pukei has several deadly poison attacks with different mechanics and areas of effect which can quickly drain a hunter's health. Start off by going into this fight as prepared as possible by stacking poison-resistant armor and charms, and taking a full stack of antidotes to get rid of the effect. During the fight, watch for Pukei-Pukei to stand still for a moment and briefly pull its head back. It will begin to spit out a volley of poison balls to the left, right, and center in front of it. If struck by one of these, it can cause knockback as well as immediate poison. If they hit the ground, poison residue will be left behind for a few seconds, which can also inflict the hunter with the ailment if they stand in it for too long. To avoid this attack, dodge towards the monster to get behind it, out of the way of the projectiles, and a safe distance from the puddles left behind. Second, watch for Pukei-Pukei to rise up on its hind legs and look up momentarily. It will then come down, breathing a huge cloud of poison smoke in front of it while moving its head to the left and the right. The cloud will envelop an area of a few yards in front of the monster and almost immediately poison the hunter if stuck inside of it. Once again, get behind Pukei-Pukei as soon as possible to avoid the ailment. The cloud will linger in front of the monster for a few seconds before dissipating. Next, watch for Pukei-Pukei's tail to swell up like a balloon. This is easy to see due to the tail increasing in size by at least 3 times, forming a barrel shape. Like the poison breath, this indicates that the monster is about to shoot out a cloud of smoke from its tail with the same properties. When the tail expands, it's best to avoid being behind the monster until it eventually releases its poison cloud to avoid any chance of being caught in it by mistake. Pukei-Pukei is not only toxic, but also has a few basic attacks that can catch a hunter off guard if not prepared. The monster has a tail whip like most monsters that it usually uses while being attacked from behind. However, its tail has a unique mechanic. The elastic properties of the tail will cause it to stretch further out and hit a distance much further away from the monster than you would expect. Pukei-Pukei also has a basic charge where it will pull back slightly and almost headbutt at its target for a few feet in front of it. Dodging out of the way to the left or the right will normally clear enough distance to avoid this attack. Pukei-Pukei has an abnormally long tongue that it also attacks with. Watch for it to hang its tongue out of its mouth for a while. After a bit, the monster will lunge forward, stretching its tongue out and swiping it back and forth in front of it. Dodging to the left or right or towards the monster will allow the hunter to avoid the damage area. While the attack has a really big distance, the arc on it is not very wide, making the attack easy to dodge. Last, watch for Pukei-Pukei to fly off the ground just a few inches. The monster will then fly towards its target, kicking its legs and attacking with the talons on its back feet. If hit by this attack, it can cause some pretty serious knockback and pretty good blunt damage. When the monster lifts up in the air, dodge towards the tail and stay behind it to avoid the forward momentum of this attack. Pukei-Pukei has 3 major weak areas on its body. Its head, wings, and tail are all high damage areas and can be broken. The tail can also be severed off for a bit of extra damage and an extra carve. The monster's chest can also be broken with enough direct damage. Pukei-Pukei is very weak to the thunder element and takes decent damage from both ice and fire, but it is completely immune to the water element. The sleep and paralysis ailments are also highly effective against Pukei-Pukei. Surprisingly, the monster can be poisoned, but it takes very little damage from it. Pukei-Pukei is a very unique new monster in Monster Hunter World. Its design is colorful and slightly creepy, and its strange elastic properties can throw hunters new and old for a bit of a loop. This is a pretty challenging fight early in the game, teaching hunters how to deal with ailments on the fly and making sure to take the correct items into any hunt. This is also a very useful monster to farm for its armor set early on in the game to give the hunter an upper hand for future battles. Hopefully these tips and tricks help hunters all over take down this toxic wyvern. Gaming Instincts TV will be leaving you right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date and know when a new video is ready for your viewing pleasure. Also, check our official website out at GamingInstincts.com for latest daily news, featured articles, reviews, and more. Peace out, everybody.